Britney Spears seals major tell-all book deal. First of all, I love that the term tell-all book is coming back. Like it's not tell-all reader, tell-all Kindle or tell-all digital reader. It's tell-all book still. But I want to know if this is I pulled up 3 separate articles. So she pens a $15 million book deal. My first comment is that it seems low to me. And second comment, so here's the first article. This is just the original announcement from TMZ. Then there's this Variety one. You can see, I don't know if the Variety one's over on your tablet there. And then we've got the Rolling Stone one. And if you notice, there's a very strong difference in like the quality of the picture. Is TMZ telling me something by using this picture?
Well,
I know that this is a thing.
I was going to say, like, there are some publications that don't have access to, like...
Well, TMZ has access.
Yeah, hopefully they would. I think what they're probably trying to communicate to you is, like, this girl has been through some stuff.
So the book will be good.
Well, or like,
worth your money.
What is it going to be like to read a book written by Britney Spears? Because her Instagram captions are wild.
Yes.
Well, they tend to use the worst photos of certain celebrities, especially like Britney Spears and Kanye West. To
I feel
make
like the Rolling Stone one's not that bad. You want to?
No, so I'm saying
like
the Variety and the Rolling Stone one are both like that. I love that Rolling Stone photo of her. She looks half her age there.
Maybe we talk about Britney Spears because Brett loves her, not because I love her.
Hey. Okay, there's a professional wrestler named Liv Morgan who just did a thing where like whenever they do pay-per-view events, a lot of the wrestlers will wear like specialty outfits. You mentioned Sasha Banks came out dressed as Sailor Moon once. Liv Morgan came out in the red Britney Spears whatever that material's called.
It's for
rubber.
toxic.
Yeah, she came out in that like in like an homage to that. So I just thought that was interesting, and she's been through the ringer. This one, I feel bad for her.
It's been a lot. You know?
But yeah, Rolling Stones will always use a good photo. That's what I noticed. And then Variety will use it like 50-50. And then like TMZ will use the worst ones, especially like celebrities who they know they can get more bank, like Kanye West or Britney Spears, because they want people to click on it and go like, oh my God, they look like a tragedy hot mess.
Yeah, I was also going to say like this iconic, like you're looking at the Variety one right now, like some of the pictures are sort of what we think of Britney Spears as, like bottle blonde, tan skin. She's like an early 2000s girl when that look was really popular. And the other one is like, for TMZ, is it kind of juxtaposes like what you think of Britney Spears versus like what she is like now. And they covered some of her other scandals more intensely. So I'm not pinning anything on them, but like maybe the downfall of Britney Spears is a little bit more marketable for their readers versus like, don't you remember who the celebrity is? You know, using a more recognizable photo, I guess.
So the Variety article, I think, is the best breakdown of this. It says, Britney Spears has landed a massive publishing deal for a tell-all memoir. Variety is confirmed with sources close to Spears. I always want to know who these people are that are the sources. Like, I want to see somebody make a movie based on just, it's kind of like when in a police procedural, when a guy's like, I called my guy at Department of Justice. I'm like, I want a show based on the guy.
See, I think of like other news things where it's like, I have a source deep
I have
inside.
A source deep
Don't ask who.
I want stuff about a guy who's like, it's like his like he's just really nice and he's the guy for like 1,000 different people.
There's some TV show that I always forget the name of that's about a weed dealer who like they just refer to throughout the whole show as the guy, and like it follows him, but every episode is about someone he's like showing up at their apartment to like sell them weed. And it's more about the person, but he is the common link to them all, and they only refer to him as the guy, or he's in some people's phone as like, you know, like Leaf or like whatever it is. And I always thought that was a great narrative framework.
In my youth, I had a lot of the guy in my phone,
but I thought it was an interesting way. And like I think at the end of one of the seasons they reveal a little bit about him, but like barely anything. You really don't know.
He's the vehicle to tell
even though he is the link, which
yes.
is I think that's really cool. I think similarly a story about the source could be similar.
I want to see like the guy. He's just too nice. He can't say no to anyone. So he's just like every day he's fielding. Like, he barely gets his regular job done because he's fielding 50 calls from agents that need favors for I got to call my guy in the crime lab, and like that guy. Like, he's just always like.
You know how like you have cop shows where it's like the local police are trying to solve it and the FBI comes in and like, get out of here.
And they're always dicks to everybody.
And then their source is the exact same guy who's like, man, they need to work it out.
The FBI is just always a dick to everybody in all those shows. Like they're always just and then when the show's about the FBI, they're really nice to the local people, and it's all about perspective.
Or we make it a Hallmark version and the source is like lady female FBI agent would really like hometown sheriff. I'll tell them both that I'll give them information, but won't tell them the other one's coming, and then they'll go on a date.
Handsome hometown sheriff who's a single dad.
Yeah.
And then they fall in love
with a busy, federal investigator.
Yes.
I think this is a movie.
Go watch. There's a TikTok or it's an Instagram channel called Max the Very Good Boy who does really funny Hallmark movie pitches that are really good. I don't know how we got on this topic, but I love it. I'm here for it.
Also, let us know if you want Brett and I to write a Hallmark movie.
We could write. We could write a good Hallmark movie. So
okay. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you said this sounds low. In 1994, Pope John Paul II got a book deal for $8.5 million.
And
I
I'm
think
assuming
this one is
more...
second to the Obama's book deal. Yeah. So like, it's high. It's not the crazy highest. The Clintons, Bill Clinton had a $15 million book deal in 2004. So
technically she's making less because the currency has been devalued.
They said it would be $19 million today. Hillary Clinton's was $14 million in 2014.
Okay.
Bruce Springsteen had one called Born to Run in 2016 for $10 million. It's high. It's not earth-shattering.
It shows you how they frame these articles, because a bunch of the ones that I saw listed it as like landmark publishing deal. So it's like kind of a landmark.
It's significant. It's one of the higher ones for sure, looking at this list.
So it says publishing house Simon & Schuster and Spears have secured a deal for the pop star's memoir. The book will provide Spears accounts of and commentary on her rise to fame, her music career, and her relationship with her family. Before we go on, I'd like to compliment myself for reading that properly. As somebody who has been having a hard time reading lately.
As a professional reader, it's nice to have a good day.
Patting myself on the back there. That was fantastic.
Okay, 5 more articles to go.
I know, right? God help me. Deal terms were not revealed, but an individual familiar with Spears tells Variety that the deal is record-breaking in nature. Page 6 reports that the agreement is worth as much as $15 million. And what I assume is like there's more available on the back end, like depending on how many copies get sold. I'm sure there's like not quotas, but numbers they have to hit to get a further not advanced, but a further implementation.
Like they'll pay her $15 million to write the book, and then there'll be money after that, like based on copies sold.
Because publishing is like, if you don't make the money back, like a lot of publishing deals, if you don't make the money back, you have to pay them back on your advance.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the publishing industry is nuts. It says Variety has reached out to Simon & Schuster for comment. News of Spears' book deal comes several months after the pop star's conservatorship was terminated by an LA Superior Court judge. I believe that the suspension in this is the best interest of the conservatee. Is that how you say that? Conservatee? Judge Brenda Penny said last September, the current situation is untenable. So this is really fascinating to me because this was always going to happen. And like, I imagine like when all that news was coming out about Jamie Lynn Spears writing her book, she's like, yeah, well, you wait till I write my book.
She posted on Instagram.
And there's going to be a book off.
She sent Jamie Lynn Spears a cease and desist letter saying you can't profit off my story, basically.
Wow.
And my fans won't tolerate it, nor should they. And then she also posted on Instagram, the TMZ article has a copy of the post, like a typewriter, and it said, should I start from the beginning?
Oh, man. What she should have taken a picture of whoever the guy is that's going to be ghostwriting it.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
there's a Hallmark movie.
Have you read her Instagram captions? Because they are
maybe this is why we're having
a little all over the place. I love the intent and creativity.
Maybe this is why we have you on to cover Britney Spears, because you know about Britney Spears' Instagram captions.
Oh my gosh, I do know a weird amount about her. What's happening to me?
I was right all along.
I started checking her Instagram when she converted to Catholicism earlier, or late last year, or in the summer. That was a good one.
Good for her. Miracle, would you read this book? Or you have any interest in reading this book?
I don't read celebrity books because I don't care for them.
Yeah.
They're just like normal people to me.
They're not like normal people. They're weirdos. But we're going to talk about that later when we get into
in California, so everything's normal.
When we get into the COVID story. But the point is that I think that this is one of those things where we should have somebody in college write a book report on both the Britney Spears book and the Jamie Lynn Spears book, and they have to make a college thesis for some class on the Spears sisters, and then write some crazy report.
Well, I feel like that actually be a really good exercise if you're trying to teach people about like discerning the truth. Like if you read Jamie Lynn's and you read Britney Spears, you have to like separate out like if you're reporting on like just the facts.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they said they were born in this city and they both say it and we can verify it this way. What I was actually going to say is when I was a senior, or when I was going into my senior year of high school, our summer assignment was to read a memoir from a list. And I feel like it would be really funny. Like we had like 30 to choose from. Weirdly, everyone in my class chose the same book except for one girl.
What book did they choose?
We all ended up reading Glass Castles by Jeanette Walls, which is, she's a writer for the New York Times, and she had a really unconventional childhood. And they made it into a movie. The book is good. And I feel like it would be fun to be like, okay, young TikTok and Zoomers, like pick your favorite celebrity memoir and read it. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Miracle, like I'm with Miracle. Like I so, as much as we talk about that stuff here, like the lives of like I have a weird thing against celebrity worship. Like people are like, oh my god, they're so this person is everything. I'm like, no, they're not. Seriously, you're damaging yourself by thinking that way.
And tell-all books can be kind of like, I don't know. I think that there's
It's
like
a
a
white
balance,
lie.
right? And there's a balance between like taking in information and learning an inside perspective versus like gossip in someone's diatribe. But I will say I have read several public figures books. I read Lauren Graham, who plays Lorelai Gilmore. I read her memoir, which I actually really liked, but it does kind of cover more than like, and then this scandal, and they said this to me. It was about her sort of progression through the arts, from like wanting to be an actress through her time on different TV shows to like now she's a writer. She's published several novels, and I find that really interesting. And I read a tell-all by Roger Stone, which about the Trump administration, which was also kind of fascinating. But
so we'll see where this goes. I have a feeling that I wouldn't read it for a book for like even for like work. I don't know if I would want to read because it's going to be like I said. I would like to see the story about how she and her ghostwriter end up becoming in a relationship and then make the Hallmark
she's
movie
engaged
about
to
that.
someone else. Sir?
I know.
What is happening? Why do I know this?
I'm tricking you into admitting why you're our Britney Spears aficionado.
Stuck in my head.
You just secretly
what about?
love her.
I think it's like she's just around and I'm used to hearing about her, but maybe I do. That being said, how about when you guys, for every time you guys review an episode of a show, I'll read a celebrity tell-all and then I'll give you a synopsis and review.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We could actually do that.
We can do that. Superman and Lois is coming up.
Yep. So that's like okay. I don't actually want to read. So can I assign reading duties to someone else?
That's me.
We will.
I'll be like your personal spark notes for celebrity gossip.
Perfect. We're gonna do that.
Here to serve service.
I'm not. It's not really gonna be for me to read, but I just thought that was a large amount of money, but it felt like she would get more considering how big of a news item that was.
I think that people aren't going to be as interested in this. I think it's slightly overpriced personally because there's already been a Netflix series about her. Some of the conservatorship is dying
so much
down.
easier to just watch the.
I think she does have a very hard. I mean, she did a really serious Vegas residency. She does have a pretty committed fan base that's lasted for a long time, and she is in some ways not just a celebrity but sort of a cultural juggernaut icon.
She's an icon.
So there is a chance that it'll be popular. I'm just not sure it's going to be like the revelations we're all expecting. Although, who knows?
Miracle.
Interesting.
I'm going to assign you to read it. That's what I'm going to do. Miracle's going to cry the whole time because I'm going to make her read the book.
We have a new segment called Book Report.
Book report, and
Starring
it says
it's just
Miracle.
Miracle just crying while she has to read books that she doesn't want to read.
Did you guys have to make like dioramas and stuff for your book
I
reports?
did that in elementary.
Yeah.
And then after that, in high school, I don't recommend this, but if Sparks Notes lets you copy and paste, do that.
I disagree with this.
We do not.
But I literally paid lots of money to get a degree in book reading, so
It's a little different.
Well, like
I actually just like it though. So
no, like what I used to do. So like a weird thing, I like Shakespearean books, but I buy like the actual book and I write notes for it, what the translation is, and like how I translate it in my head, and then I had the Spark Notes version.
Yeah.
And I remember I brought the Spark Notes version to my English class, like my AP English class, and my
AP English too.
Yeah, and my AP English teacher was like, "Get that trash out of here."
I think there is a place for synopsis or Spark Notes, like especially when you're reading text that's like more dated or like for clarification, like or I'm not like I just don't think you should. I don't think you should rely on something like that rather than form your own critical thought. And that's just how I feel about most things.
Well, I like having all four things because like my mind is a weird place where like
Look at the background. Her mind is
it's a very weird place, but
love it.
like for me, I like it when people read to me when I'm reading like old stories like that, because like the language is so different and my brain can't process like certain words. Like they use they use a lot of old words that we don't use now, especially. So it's just nice to have something that's translated in modern text that I can understand, but then I have somebody else read it, and then I have my own mind translate it, and then I write it down and go like, it means this. Yeah, it says you're a wench.
I get you mean. Wench is such a good word.
It is.
Wench is a fantastic word.
We should bring that back in Bomb Diggity.
I'm working on it.
Bomb Diggity is not coming back. I'm closing the door on that one.
Oh, you broke Jessica's heart. She wanted that back.
Bomb Diggity's staying gone. Sorry. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.